All right, guys, welcome back to the Real South Africa. We have the McZeals part two. The first part was amazing, so obviously you want to see what part two is about. They tell an amazing story about their time here in South Africa, their experiences, something that you want to do, and they bought a diamond.
Really relevant. But you obviously did the private tour with the snack at Lion Safari Park, and then you ate the worm, and this was another experience. So I know you want to touch on a little bit about the experience at Lissetti.
Yeah.
So if you want to share anything about that, please do.
So the experience at Lissetti was awesome because when you get there, they take you on a tour. It's a guided tour through a makeshift kind of like village, and they take you to these different houses or huts, and they describe the tribe itself, the way that they construct their homes, and just
Mm-hmm.
give you the
And the
culture
language.
behind the language, the culture, everything about that particular tribe. So they take you to this particular spot, and then you leave and you walk a little bit, and then you go to another spot. So they pretty much touch on the different tribes: the Zulu, the Xhosa. I can't remember all the different
Lesotho.
tribes, but they touched on each and every one and showed us the differences in culture and language and the way that they conducted themselves, and it was very educational. Um, and that was about an hour. And our guide there, he was very knowledgeable, and they did dances and just kind of giving an education. And then at the end, they took us to a room, and they did a whole maybe like 30-minute cultural dance for us, where and I mean these people, they weren't just dancing, they was
They were
dancing.
dancing.
I mean, I got it all on video, and they weren't messing around. I mean, they went, they danced, and these were all young people. And from what I understand, they actually stay um, at that particular location, and that's their job, and to introduce us to that particular cultural experience. So that was awesome, and there was people from all over the world there. There
Yeah.
was a guy from Norway there, a guy from Dubai, and we met other people and made friends and
And had a nice meal with those
interacted.
people.
Yeah, and then we got to eat antelope. So there was a meal at the
I didn't
end.
eat antelope.
Oh, the antelope was outstanding.
Be quick to say that.
They prepared it. There's no way you would know it was antelope. They told me, but it was, just like cut up with gravy and seasoned and everything. And I wouldn't have known. I mean, it was delicious. Everything was good.
Yeah. They had a whole buffet. So you could certainly choose the antelope, but there was beef, there was chicken. The
Prime
buffet
rib.
was prime rib. The buffet was amazing right there in the village. So the salads, the desserts,
Mhm.
the beverages. I mean, it was a whole spread after you walk through. And one of the things I think for me there was, it gave you a kind of a hands-on, and you had a visual of what the five main tribes were that lived in that area, I think, prior to the arrival of the Europeans. And, the significance of the ancestral history and background of that region, what they call it, the Watong province, or I'm not sure if I'm saying it
Hot
correctly. Hatu, yeah,
team,
but
yeah.
in terms of that, it was truly an education. And let me tell you, when you go into that auditorium and those drums start drumming, I don't know how everybody else felt, but I was looking around like, I felt like I wanted to get up. I started feeling something, because you feel the power, you feel the amazing energy of the dancers. And I was mentioning this to someone the other day. Some of those dances that I saw, I can relate them to some of the step shows and marches that I see many of our Black Greek organizations do to this day.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw the guys do some hand movements and hand
Yeah, they were
slapping and everything. And I said, wow, look at this, because many of our Black Greek organizations do those very same moves. And it's amazing how this is the origin. This is where it all began. And it traveled across, the Atlantic. And we are still, don't maybe, and many of these organizations may not know, but the roots are there. I immediately saw it. I saw the Omegas, I saw the Alphas, I saw them all stepping in many of these tribal dances.
They were stepping.
I was
They
truly
basically
amazed.
were stepping. Exactly
Truly
what they
amazed.
do at the HBCUs. They were stepping.
They were stepping. And I said, here, this is where it began, right here. These are our roots.
So now you mentioned, and I want people to understand, because I think sometimes people think about South Africa as a tourism destination. Oh, there's not that many people coming there. It's only a few handful of people that are coming to South Africa. But you don't realize, I mean, most people don't, like, you probably didn't realize until you got here, that there are people from all over the world
Yes. Yes.
descending on South Africa. And sometimes, and I say it from a tourism perspective, if you like the one individual, two individuals who are coming down here and you're trying to line things up, the tourism train is moving. There's
Right.
so many people coming down here. You can get knocked off the train or not even arrive on the train because you're not affiliated with a company that does what we do, and stuff like that. So with that being said, you did see a lot of people here on tourism or on tour from a multitude of countries here in South Africa. Is that about right? Does that make
We
sense?
saw Asian. We saw a large group of Asian people on safari.
On safari on
We
Wednesday.
saw Caucasian people, but mostly Asian, Caucasian. We saw some Indian people, but a large group of Asian people, lots of Europeans and people, from that side of the world, and unfortunately, few African Americans. As far as African Americans go, as far as I know, we
were
didn't run
probably the
into
only
any
ones. I don't remember
other
running
African
into any.
Americans, but we saw some other people, from the continent, maybe even from another African country that were there, and they were on the plane and at the safari. Some ladies, a group of ladies and kids that were probably from another African country, but us Americans, we've been, all the propaganda and indoctrination. We don't understand what's going on over there, and the other parts of the world are experiencing this and having a wonderful time, and we're still scared to go over there and get on a plane. So you guys have definitely opened up a corridor to.
I think also what's kind of put before you, other destinations are glamorized or made to seem
Right.
more desirable.
Exactly.
So,
Yes.
you have people traveling to Europe all the time, or traveling to, Costa Rica is a spot. But when we said South Africa, my husband and I would talk about it quite a bit to any, one of the people that we knew separate from each other. Oh, South Africa. Like, it was kind of like
No reference.
no reference
Yeah, no
point,
reference.
or,
Yes.
but then I also, like I said, when I come back, I have a lot of coworkers or people, and they're like, oh, that's a bucket list destination or whatever. And it's interesting because it's a bucket list, but like, when are you going to like plop it in the bucket? Because people travel to Europe and Hawaii like all the time. And so, yeah, I think for me, it's just exciting to be able to share the experience with people. And talk about the experience that you curated for us and the experiences that you can curate for people depending on, what they desire to get from traveling to South Africa. But I just think it's important for people to know that this is a meaningful experience, just like if you had gone, to Europe. You're going to get, I think, actually maybe even more, because you're going to get the culture.
Yes.
You're going to like learn some things. You're going to have a fantastic time. You're going to eat some good food, have some good like tourist destinations to go to. It was an incredible trip, bar none. We went to a couple malls. The malls are just like our malls. People are like, oh, what do they wear? They wear the same thing we wear.
Right.
So just to be able to close that gap that people seem to have about what they think and what the reality is, I think that's really important. And when you talk about even the history, just to piggyback backwards on the trip to Soweto and the day at the Apartheid Museum, really like as soon as we got in the car and the doors closed, the guides just started, I call them guides because that's what they were, just started talking to us immediately. G talking to us about, we really liked him.
Oh yeah.
About
Elias.
Soweto. That day he took us. I mean, it was just an educational experience from start to finish. But those aren't the things in our history books. Those aren't the things that we learn about. I mean, and obviously, like I don't teach high school, I don't teach college where you can dive, deeply into these topics. But I just don't think the books do justice to the reality of South Africa and its history and where they are today. So
very much well said.
Fair enough. No, that's fair. I think you had a good assessment. I think in your 10 days, it was 10 days, right, Tasha?
Yes.
In your 10 days here, I mean, we try to maximize your time. I know sometimes people see the schedule and they see like a little break in there and they're like, and I want to fill that with something. And I'm like, no, that you don't need to do that. And then when they get
some downtime,
that spot, they're like, oh, I see why, and so forth. Because you got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go on safari.
Yeah.
We already know this, these types of things. But yeah, so I don't know. There's so many ways to unpack it. I'm just happy that you guys have been able to come back because in South Africa to get the story out, the proper story, it doesn't happen. It's us. So like a lot of people only knew about South Africa because of the real South Africa travel and tourism, right?
Well, knew about it in this light.
Yeah, and this way,
Yeah.
and they decided to come and they decided to say, okay, yes, let's go, and then they have this proper experience, and then they go back to the U.S. And then they tell everybody, as many people as they can.
And nobody believes them.
Yeah, and nobody believes them. It can't be that nice.
And then they say, but I thought that they were lying, that they were just trying to get people there, and they were just making stuff up. And then you get there, and it's exactly like they say. I'm like, I don't have any reason to lie to you. I just want you to have a proper experience. Like I really do love sharing South Africa with people because I feel like it's not a hidden gem per se, but it just has such a bad reputation for that one stain, which is apartheid, that everyone's like, why would I go there? When you come and see how much they've grown and you learn about the history, they're one generation, post-apartheid, and they're doing amazing. You need to come and get you need to come and get motivation and inspiration to go back and continue to move forward. That's what it was for us. Yeah. So we just try to deliver those things to everybody else that travels with us.
Yeah. Is there a question or some questions? Let's say you are a person who never came to South Africa, but that will never be the case anymore.
Not anymore.
Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. But if you were asking us a question about South Africa, as far as coming to visit, what would you ask? Like, for example, the person who's sitting on the fence right now, looking at you three, saying, "Man, they lying," or whatever, or they embellishing. What would you say to them? Or better yet, ask questions of that.
I think a question, because I think we heard it a couple of times, would be, "Am I going to be safe?" While I'm on this trip, because I know there were a couple of times it was brought up and, there was like real concern about, but then also people don't have an understanding of how large the continent is and how something could be going on somewhere way up north and that's literally a half a day in a plane away from South Africa. Like it's really not the same country even. That what you're concerned about, is occurring. But I think safety would be a question people would ask about.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the question. So how, now that you've been here, we're gonna go back to the fact that you've fortunately been here. What is your answer to that question?
That you're 100% going to be safe, that everything that was arranged for you and set up for you are in places where you're not, set up to be harmed, that the people that are driving you
looking out for
are
you.
looking out for you and know where to go, where not to go. They'll talk to you about it, and drive you, maybe by some places that, I won't say, just they know where to guide you, where to take
Exactly.
you. They're looking out for you. They're working to keep you safe. They're driving safely, and they're taking you to these places. When you're on safari, you're in a vehicle that is either caged or there's enough around you to protect you, so you're not in danger in that environment either. Um, yeah, I mean, we went out early in the morning because we left early for that safari. We were out in the evening for our dinners, and I don't think we felt unsafe at any moment.
We literally had door to door service, a
Yeah.
door to door. I mean, even when I think about us going to the signature restaurant, our driver, he made sure that he walked us. Well, that was the second one, but one of them, oh yeah, so yes, she walked us in and then we had a male driver. So both of them walked us into the restaurant all the way up to the
Escorted
receptionist
us all
desk.
the way to the
We were escorted,
receptionist.
Yeah.
so
We were walked through the mall. I
We
don't
were-
think we were
yeah.
really left
we
alone
were never left alone. Very
at all,
Yeah.
which
So-
was appreciated.
Yeah, our driver
Yeah.
walked with us in the mall, walked with us. I think
Totally.
one time, the driver said, "Hey, you know what? I'll, meet me
I'm
here,
gonna move the
and
car."
I'm gonna, and I'll meet you back here." This was like, I think we had randomly asked the driver because we had some extra time with the driver. Hey, can we go to the mall? And so he was like, "Sure." So he took us to the mall and he dropped us off. Remember at the Sandton
And he
Mall?
said, "Wait right
and
here."
right, and
like,
he said,
yeah,
contact
wait
me
for
when
me.
you're ready. And
Yeah.
when we finished, we contacted him. He came and picked us up and scooted us out.
Well, even the other mall when we went to Four Ways, that was a huge mall, and so
He
when
walked
he
with us.
realized that he parked farther away from the store that we wanted to go to, he walked through the entire mall, made sure we got into the store, and then he said, "I'm going to leave and go get the car, and I'm going to bring it around and park it closer." So while we were in the store doing our thing, he went all the way back, got the car, brought it all the way around, met us right out front, and when we came downstairs, the car was there. So they really they were very strategic in all of their planning. I mean, in all of their,
And they don't leave you. I mean,
No.
when we went on the safaris, the drivers, they stay there. They don't,
That's right.
just drop you off and leave and come back for you. They literally stay there for however many hours you're out,
Yeah.
on safari, however many hours you're at your dinner,
Yeah.
however many hours you're in the mall. They
Exactly.
don't leave you.
Yeah, they're always there.
Sound like you guys were like sound like you was on kind of like a 5-star trip or something. That's what it
Oh,
sounds like.
what?
That's exactly
was
how I
like
describe it.
VIP, you know,
Hey.
VIP.
Hey, Mark, speaking of 5 stars, so when we rolled up to the Leonardo Hotel, people don't understand the level of luxury that they got going on there. And so I've never been to a hotel where the first floor was an exotic car dealership. So on the first floor of that hotel, when you walk in, they have a whole room of exotic cars, Lamborghinis, Bentleys, Mercedes, classic, American cars that they are selling. So that will give you an idea of the type of clientele that they deal with on a daily basis, because those cars are, 500, 600, $1 million, $2 million cars. And if you got a dealership there, then what that means is that you got people of means that are actively going in there and buying those cars and and taking them home, and that's your dealership, and that's on the first floor of the hotel.
Yeah. That's only the first floor.
Open for us.
Doorman, they don't even let you get close to the door.
No, the doors
They're running out, greeting you. They're in uniform. They're opening the doors. Just the level of the food at the hotel, the view from our room on the
on the
33rd floor.
33rd floor.
So,
Yes.
it's not that
It's
you're just
incredible.
going there and you're getting, and again, we didn't know what to expect, and we hear your stories, and people are going to hear our story and say, yeah. But once they go there and they experience it, their minds are going to be blown because
Totally blown.
the level of experience, and you guys could control the places that we go, but you can't control the people, the interactions, how they interact with us, the genuineness of the people, all of that, added to the experience because these people were outstanding.
Yeah.
They were outstanding. You guys, real South Africa can't just put a plant of every person that you're going to meet as you go on through there. You know what I'm saying? And you guys talk about the level.
But we know about South Africans. We know about South Africans, and they are incredible, regardless of what they want to portray on these social media platforms. You can say what you want, but they've been incredible to us over the 16 years of relationships. And even though you guys only had 10 years, they're going to be incredible. And those that are going to come after you, they're going to be incredible. And you said it best. I can't put that part in there.
Yeah.
But we know that's going to happen. We know it.
Yeah, yeah. And it did. It did.
From day 1 to day 10, even the lady who, when we were on the spa tour, and she's massaging my feet, Doris. And this is
that was a big job, by the way. That was a real big job.
Giving me a foot massage, and so I'm not trying to TMI. I'm just telling you my experience. And so the lady's massaging my feet, and I'm expecting her to do that for like 2 minutes and move on. 5 minutes, she's still massaging my feet. And it's not like I want her to stop, but I'm like, okay, how long is she gonna massage? How long is she gonna massage my feet? She massaged each of my feet, probably 10 each one for maybe 10 minutes. That is luxury service. Yeah. I mean, most of the time people are just going to hit you for a quick minute, boom, 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 and move on to the next thing. And she just sat there and just massaged, and I'm like, oh yeah. But I'm just saying, these are all things and thoughts that you have, as you're going through the experience, and you're like, wow, this is awesome. Even going to the gym every morning at the Leonardo, the place was clean, magnificent. I woke up early and got on the treadmill and tried to lift some weights. And every morning there were people greeting me. I went to the gym. There were people in there cleaning. The place was spotless. I was able to look out over on the treadmill, over the pool and onto the area and over the city. I mean, this is just the type and the level of experience that you're going to have when you go there. It's top notch.
And then we got out and walked to Mandela Square on, was it Sunday? Mm-hmm. No, Saturday morning. So the day before, that morning before our spa day, we walked to Mandela Square just to kind of see what was going on over there. We were looking for coffee. But I mean, even walking there was just amazing to see the big giant statue of Nelson Mandela and all of the art that was on display over there and the quotes on the floor, and kind of just to walk through that area and see those people. That was pretty nice too.
Yeah. They really do what tributes to Nelson Mandela and even Winnie. Well, yeah, they're everywhere. And it's good to see, the tributes that they do in statues or wall art or even naming streets after them. You can see their footprint is definitely here in South Africa.
Yeah. I didn't see a de Klerk statue. Oh, I didn't see a statue for anybody who was on the as an ode to apartheid. Right, all the statues and all the tributes were for Nelson Mandela and for the struggle of the people who were there. Unlike here, you'll see some statues.
Oh, you good?
Here, they didn't do that.
So they didn't have no Confederate general statues
no,
and all that? Oh, okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no Confederate generals or anything of that sort. Regardless of how you feel about that, there was none of that there. It was Nelson Mandela and to the struggle and to say, hey, you know what, this is what happened here, but we're moving on and we're going to move on together.
Yeah, and even he wrote on Winnie Mandela Avenue. They have.
You did. Going to four ways. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So people sometimes they get us confused, and sometimes we kind of mention it. Like people say, "Oh, well, you guys are a relocation company. Y'all guys do relocation because people move through you guys, right?" Well, okay. So the first part of it is we're not a relocation company. We generally don't do relocation. We do travel and tourism. So that's more important to us. So we don't turn left to go do something that somebody thought. Number two, yes, there's a lot of people who moved over here because of the efforts that we have put in place. Based off, you did 10 days, right? What if you did 3 trips, 4 trips? You see more houses, you start understanding the culture, you start meeting more people. In our minds, that's relocation. People are literally having these experiences and starting to think, you know what, I can live there. I can actually move there. And because they're going to start comparing where they are and where they just came from, which is South Africa. So, with that being said, now you guys are back home. How did it feel to return back to sunny Southern California?
Yeah, I would have got that wrong again.
How was that?
You don't want to talk
I'll
about
jump
that?
in.
Okay.
Um, I'm really not back. You see me,
Okay.
but I'm really not back.
Okay. All right.
I feel like I'm really not back. Everything I talk about and my references, I'm drawing in something that I experienced from the trip. I have a group of ladies that are, we do a Zoom call weekly, and I was the one sending them pictures and videos at 3 o'clock in the morning because I didn't necessarily get the time difference yet. And they all said, I feel like we're experiencing Africa through you. They were so amazed and so just so like blown away. And even just the day before yesterday, we were talking, and I just kept referencing things pulling from my trip. And I said, you know what, guys, I'm sorry, but I keep talking about, this topic based on what I experienced in South Africa. That's my reference right now to everything. And they were like, no, don't apologize, because it was so real to me. And it was more of I felt it, that I continue to draw from that experience in reference to how I relate to things even right now, and even the things that I'm discussing with about people. So it's like I'm still referencing that. And I don't know when that's going to stop, but
Good luck with that.
yeah.
So I know you guys emphasize that you guys are a travel company and not a relocation company. But I think what you're trying to get at, Mark, was now that we've gone and we've seen the infrastructure in South Africa, and we come back and we look at the infrastructure here, you really can wrap your head around being able to live in South Africa, and especially for African Americans and for anybody, I mean, of any culture, South Africa, especially if you have a pension or you have some means, South Africa would be a very, very soft landing for you. The infrastructure is there to where you can live not just the same lifestyle, but you can live a better lifestyle in South Africa than you're living here. I mean, you could purchase a house that would be offer you more amenities and be larger than what you could purchase here. So many people have so much equity in their house. If they decided to sell their house and move there, they could live in South Africa without a mortgage. The level, potentially or with the low mortgage. The cost of food, as far as internet, water, all of the things that you need is much less and of higher quality. So, again, you're not trying forcibly to relocate people and telling them, this is what you got to do and this, that, and the other. But once you go there and you see all that, the wheels start spinning in your head and you're like, okay, well, what quality of life am I living here in the US? And what quality of life could I live there in South Africa? And would my quality of life be, 5 times, 10 times better if I relocated? And I think the answer for many people would be yes. They could move to South Africa and really be able to experience another level of just life. And then not only that, but you're on the continent. So now you can explore the rest of the continent. You got a home base in South Africa, and you can go explore all the other countries and even Europe or wherever you wanted to go from there. So you could really upgrade your lifestyle by moving there. Definitely.
I think you just hit it on the head. I'm glad you said that. You hit it on the head. And just like you guys, it started with a visit. You couldn't have said that if you didn't visit. You must visit.
Not at all.
You can watch all the YouTube videos, but until you come and because everything that you guys mentioned was a feeling. If it was the food, if it was the safari, if it was the people, it was a feeling. You can't get that on the YouTubes, but you can get that on a visit. And so our intent is to get people to come on a visit. A proper visit, and not just people coming here running around, going over to Chicken Licken, going over to KFC, popping in here. Oh yeah, I heard about this and point that. But no, I actually have a real experience, like you just did. So most of the people that you see that maybe have moved here came through us. Everybody don't do a video such as yourself, but sometimes we chat with them from time to time, and they. As you say, you may not be able to, it's going to wear off. It's not going to wear off. Just let you know. It's something you're going to have to live with. It's kind of like, oh, I gotta live with this.
I think two things for me when he was talking, I was thinking about how I kind of miss how I feel or felt after eating a meal there. Well, no, just when you go back to the food, like how I felt satisfied.
Yes.
And I never felt weighed down or heavy. And I just remember how I felt on the plane on the way back, eating just the meal on the plane kind of hit different. And then even now I'm like, okay, so I really see the difference between, eating food in another country and eating food here. And be it that it's fresher, cleaner, little to no GMOs, whatever it is, there's something completely different. And food wasn't overly sweet. The portions were good, and you could still take some with you, but they weren't supersized.
Right.
And so just all of that was great. But then I'm also trying to figure out, I think the thing that is sticking with me is, how do I top that trip? And so I have people like one of our friends, it's my friend through him, but he's like, it looks like you got the bug. Where are you going next? And I'm like, next? Like, honestly, I think I just want to go back.
Right. That's what we do. We just want to go back.
Go to Durban or Cape Town.
So
to experience another part of the country.
It hasn't, like Pam said, it's still with me too. I've had to pivot because I'm the only one of the three of us that's not retired. And so mentally I've had to pivot, but it's still with me too. So yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, and I don't know that it will, but you have heard us say several times that, so our story, when we started coming here, we did one vacation, maybe two, between our first visit and when we moved to someplace else. We went to the Dominican Republic to celebrate our friend's 20th anniversary, and then we went to the Bahamas for Christmas in 2012. That was that. Every other vacation after that,
right.
We were here,
Right.
and we
That's awesome.
and we were trying to figure out how often we could get here. So because we owned the practice, we could kind of do whatever we needed to do. And I'm talking like every 3-4 months, it was like, let's go spend like 10 days in Johannesburg, or maybe this time we'll go to Cape Town. And then we moved here, and then it was like, okay, now we can go explore Durban. And just So I hear Iwanya very clearly because she's like, where else am I gonna go?
Yeah.
That I'm gonna that I'm gonna be able to not have to worry about anything. And I say that because even on our first visit, the family that hosted us took care of everything. So we
Right.
didn't have to worry either. All we did was wake up in the morning, eat breakfast, and they're like, okay, this is where we're going. This is where we're going. So we delivered that experience to people for a reason because that's how we got the bug. We
Yeah.
were taken care of. And then, so you probably will be back next year
Or
to
whenever
go to
you
Cape
can, yeah.
Town.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to wait for the phone call from Clarence and then we'll go from there.
Yes,
I
yeah,
will,
yeah.
and I want to add something too, because just like Tasha added something, I like to add stuff. I see things, so it cracks me up because what Tasha said was true, um, and South Africa's big. So people talk about Cape Town, they talk about Durban, Johannesburg. There are everything in between as well.
Yes,
So yeah,
mountains.
so we go to a lot of smaller towns and have different experiences based off the culture that's there. It's going to be a different experience. So it's like South Africa gives you all the experiences all the time.
Yeah.
But it's funny. We had a couple that came just recently. Actually, a couple. We had three couples that came on one tour, but the two couples and one couple in particular, they had tours planned up to go to Spain and
Yeah.
Portugal and stuff after this tour. They literally, we met them before they left. They literally was like, she said, she woke up, she says, "What are you doing?" Talking to the husband. "Oh, I'm canceling all those other trips. I'm just canceling."
Yeah, yeah.
They were like, they said, "There's nothing that we can do that's going to be better than this," and they
Right.
and they literally canceled it, and she was fine with it.
Right.
And so eventually, they're going to do like a lot of our repeat offenders.
Yep, they'll be back.
Yeah.
They come back.
And it's funny
Yeah.
that you even mentioned that because they said they're gonna do one trip that they have to do because they're gonna go like to an overseas football game or something. But she said after that, they'll be
done.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But
and that's
that's
why we love to see you guys in Cape Town and in Durban and in Port Elizabeth, because then I'm like, ooh, look at them, they're getting everything ready.
That's
They're
it.
getting everything ready.
Paving the
So
road.
paving the road. So when we say, okay, y'all, we want to come back to, you've already got it all set up. We're like, ooh, yeah, go on, you two. Come on, keep doing it.
Oh my goodness.
All right, guys. So this is what we're gonna do. If there's any, I'm gonna go take a quick round table. If there's anything that you want to say, regardless of what it is, but I'm gonna preface it, with this, and you can all answer individually. What's the real South Africa to you?
You
Wow,
want to start, man?
easy.
The real South Africa, as far as the actual literal real South Africa, or
Whatever it means to you.
Whatever it means to you.
I don't know. The word that comes to me, the real South Africa is home. Like it just felt so authentic and welcoming and genuine. I mean, one of my posts, but actually my first post was that Johannesburg owes me nothing. Like I feel like I got literally everything that I could get and more than I ever expected to get from this trip. And what was the other thing that I said? Oh, that it was, I feel like it was the adventure, that I wanted, but even more than, what I thought I needed. Like it was just so much more than what I could, what my expectations let me see, think, or believe about it. So I just felt very welcome, very at home, very comfortable. I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to go home. Like I just was ready to meet each day with, and like open arms and mind to what was to come and just excited about it all.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
And
beautiful.
and I have to piggyback on her because everything she said is the way I feel. But if we also and for me, packaging all of that within the planning that it took
to
on
pull that off.
your end
Yeah.
to
Thank you
curate
very much.
an experience for me, especially, because I haven't been on a vacation in, I won't say how long, but it's been many, many years. But I didn't really understand how traveling well meant to me, how much it meant to me until we went on this trip. And, that I coming to the motherland is one thing, but I'm not in a position or at the age anymore where I can backpack across Africa, or do some of those hostile living type situations, things that I needed to experience it the way I experienced it through you all.
Thank you.
And for me, that was important because from now on, I know how I want to experience the real South Africa, and that is through you guys because I know that you're going to take care of me.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And
Wonderful.
it's funny, but as I've been talking to some of the people that I've shared my experience with, and again, this isn't you telling me to say this or anything of that sort, but I've told them all that, if they decide to go to South Africa, they need to book with you.
Yeah.
And
Hands
because,
down.
long story short, you made our experience not only a soft landing in visiting, but you also opened our eyes to if we decided to relocate there, that it would be a soft landing, to live there and to actually just, sometimes many cultures have places to go. If you're of a Caucasian culture, you have roots in Europe or wherever your people were from. If you're from the Latin culture, you have roots in South America and other places where you can go if you decide to leave. With African Americans, we've always looked at Africa and we've never thought that, okay, that's a place that I can go to and have a soft landing. And in South Africa, you could literally, if you wanted to, if you had the means, pack up and go to South Africa just for tourism. You're going to have a soft landing. The infrastructure, everything is there. You're going to be able to enjoy yourself and feel like you're in a first world country. And if you decided to move, say your gears start turning and you decide you want to move there, you're also going to be able to have a soft landing. And you're going to be able to go there. You'd be able to find a home and amenities and stuff that are to your liking within your price range. Be able to get your visas and different things worked out because they're friendly to Americans. Purchase real estate without a whole lot of jumping through a whole lot of hoops and things of that sort. And you also have you also have contacts, even though you're not a relocation company. But you have contacts where you could put people in contact with people who need a visa or builders or, this particular estate or that estate. So that's all very important. And, it almost makes me feel like as an African-American person that I have somewhere to go. I have a country, I have somewhere where I could go and put my feet down other than, just being here in the United States. In other words, we have options.
Yes.
So, thank you guys for that. And that's one of the revelations that I got. And it's what I was expecting, but it's much more real now. And anybody who thinks that I'm exaggerating or we got on here and we're making a bunch of stuff up, just buy your ticket and you go, and then you'll be able to understand that what we're saying is 100% true. 100%. And it's even,
And be ready to have
can't
an
even
amazing
put
time.
it into words. Be ready to have an amazing time.
Yes. Mind blowing.
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
Well, guys, like I said, again, like I said, we feel special a lot of times when people could choose a lot of different locations to go to, because I know we talk to South Africans, And they're like, well, won't they come to South Africa? Because in this region, everybody in this region is trying to come to South Africa. So they
Right.
just assume, well, Americans should just come to South Africa like everyone else. And we're like, no, they get marketed everywhere else in the world. They get marketed to go on cruise lines, Hawaii, South America, Mexico, Europe. They get so much stuff in their inbox, and in their inbox is never, and I'm going to say
South Africa.
Never,
never,
never.
never. It will never cross their radar. There's no reason for it to actually cross their radar. So I'm
No, they
obviously I'm
said
right.
they
Okay.
agreed.
Okay. So with that being said, when Americans choose South Africa, South Africans are like, oh, they actually are choosing us. I'm like, yes. And then there's a actual company, because they mostly know who we are because they keep stopping us in the street saying, hey,
Y'all are celebrities.
I know it just keep happening. So at a grassroots level, we're doing the work. You know, the Americans that come here are doing the work. They might not see it that way, but like you, all three of you said, you went on. You got a Zoom group that you talk to these ladies.
You're doing the work.
You go to your meetings at the school and you crush everybody when it comes to their little they went to Disneyland or whatever, crushed them, got them thinking, and so forth. So we're all doing the work. Those that came before you, who did a testimonial, kind of like we're doing now, who you don't even know, but you saw them in a video. I tell you what's funny, I hate to keep going around. Sometimes like we do the real estate tour and we bring people, so they all come in and they're like, they start talking about our videos that we did that we don't remember anymore. It's like, oh, y'all remember that time?
Like, no.
And they like remember it. You said this and you said that. Yeah, on the real estate tour, sometimes we bring in people who came on previous real estate tours or who have moved here. And they walk in and they're like, I remember you in the video. I remember you. And then they start, and it just turned into a big old
happy family.
Yeah, it's incredible. But like I said, so what we're doing is for us. It's not government sanctioned or whatever. It's something that we can do for ourselves, and so hopefully other people see it and take value in it. None of this is wrapped up in current social media hype and all that good stuff. Actually, I personally most of the stuff people say I never see because I'm here every day. I don't see it. People say, well, what about? I'm like, listen, I go to the mall, go buy my shoes, go take my wife we ate breakfast this morning.
We did.
We took the car out for a drive. We do what we do, and then now we're on here talking to you guys.
Right.
Yeah, we took a nap before this too. So yeah, it's crazy. So all I can say is thank you for trusting us. For trusting us, because that's the main thing. From you guys trusting us, our thing is to be responsible. Putting out good content and being responsible, that you guys took your tourism dollars and put it in the Republic of South Africa, and we're going to make sure that you get everything you're supposed to get. And so forth. So we feel like we have some levels of a responsibility, to those who trust us, and that's you. So thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
The pride that you have in your business showed. Everything that you said in words was fleshed out in deed when we got there.
Yeah.
And so we're thankful to you for offering us an opportunity to be able to come, and we will be back.
Yes,
Most
thank
definitely. We'll be back.
Thank
And
you.
we're going to bring others.
We gonna bring
others. Because they need that.
They always follow.
Bring 'em
All
on.
these people, they always be following other people. Somebody told me to call you. I got an email right now. Somebody said that y'all probably can do this, dot. I don't know, but I'm and I'm sitting here like, boy, they have no idea what they about to get into, but it's going to go down.
That's why you smile all the time. When we were on the real estate tour, you were just smiling because you were like, yeah, they're starting to get it. They're getting it. That was an awesome feeling. I know it's an awesome feeling.
Exactly.
It is. I'm not trying to prove it wrong. I'm just trying to trust me. We're going to be wrapping this up in just a second, but it's so funny because they all come in the room and they don't know each other and they all come in, but they know us.
Yeah.
So you guys don't realize it, but they're all in our faces
Yeah.
at different times,
Asking the same
asking
question.
the same questions, and
I'm like-
and they're like trying to get, let me get a minute, so for them it's like 1 minute, but for us it's like 30 minutes times however, and they
Times
just
of asking
keep,
the
they
same
just
questions.
keep, they just keep. But
And we're like, just hold on. That question's gonna get
it's
answered.
happening,
I promise.
and then when it finally clicks in, they're like, man, you guys got us. And I'm like, no, it was here the whole time.
Yeah.
You just had a lot of trepidation,
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
and whatnot. But then once they get past it, they're cash money, and so forth. So we're gonna leave it there. But we really appreciate you guys taking your time and Pam, get to church and get your.
I know. I
get
hope
your
you're
prayer
not
on
late.
and
Oh,
whatnot.
yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Thank
All
you
right.
guys so much.
Thank you
I
so
know
much.
that.
Thank you.
You guys have
God
a
bless
wonderful
you.
evening.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
All
Thank
right,
you.
we'll talk to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
So guys, that's what's happening. We're doing our best to make sure that it's available for you. This isn't our company is not set up to be like, this versus that country, or
Yeah.
and
There's
we're not
no verses. It's just
we're not mired in
direct and straight and
we're not mired in the social media debates and all these great and wonderful things, because personally we live here in South Africa, so we just living our best lives,
Yeah.
and so forth. But come here on a tour. We always are going to say that. So if you send us a message or email saying that your first email is, I just want to move, you're probably going to get a response that sounds like, listen,
Come on a visit.
like these people come, and see it for yourself. And then if you feel the same way, and obviously you're going to need things, we got those things lined up. We'll make sure it goes that way, but you're going to have to come on a visit and see it for yourself.
Absolutely.
Anything else, Tasha?
Nope, it was a wonderful interview. I enjoyed everything that they said. I don't take their words lightly. And because it is a proper experience, the way they are able to express themselves is exactly what we expect. But we can only expect that when we invite you to come on a visit.
All right, so we will
we'll
see
see
you.
you here in sunny South Africa.
If you're into diamonds, this tour is for you. We set up for you, when you come to Johannesburg and or Cape Town, a tour where you can go and check out the diamonds and select the diamonds that you want. You can get the cut, the clarity, and all those good things on this tour. The diamonds that you will purchase will come with the paperwork, so you can take them back to the United States. Your values are going to be high simply because you're buying them direct. And then, of course, when you return back to the United States with the diamonds, you will get a 15% value-added tax return back to you. This is a win-win situation, and I hope you come to South Africa and see for yourself. To the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism.
I am Dr. Natasha Blanton.
And I'm Mark Blanton, and the owners, and we have amazing packages coming to Johannesburg. Everything we do is 5-star, everything is private. And what else, Tasha?
Everything we do is exclusive and made just for you.
So all I can say is go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com. We'll see you here.
Hi there. I'm Trevor Noah, still South African, still a comedian, and still getting questions from all over the world about South Africa. Because I guess apparently I'm the only South African people can ask. Why not ask Black Coffee, Charlize, Elon? Okay, maybe don't ask Elon, but the point is, I've decided to come to our tourism headquarters to answer your questions head on. Questions like this. Why didn't anyone tell me there were so many climates? I only packed for the beach. Well, English Ben 386, then South Africa, we have it all. You can explore majestic mountains, cascading waterfalls, desert dunes, and boundless savanna plains. Here's another one. I thought I was going to South Africa to visit the Kingdom of the Zulu, but it turns out there were so many other cultures I didn't know about. Yes, you're right. This is the Kingdom of the Zulu. It's also the home of the oldest human remains in existence. Imagine that, Amsterdam Sam. You could end up meeting your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents. Now that would be overwhelming. I just spent 10 days in South Africa, eating like a king, living like a queen, and I didn't break the bank. Somebody really needs to talk about how affordable that country is. Will she be traveling? You just spoke about it. Look, another comment. Trevor, are you telling me to visit South Africa just to see a few lions? Well, first of all, who's getting catsy now? redacted username for legal reasons. But to answer your question, in South Africa, you can do a little bit of this, and some of this, another one of this, some of those, or that, or that. Then you could do that and that, or this, or that. So, whatever vacation you're looking for, South Africa has you. Just don't say we didn't tell you.
All right, guys, this is Mark Edward Blanton from The Real South Africa. And guess what? Our visa services is back. We're going to be helping you guys with visas because we all know that it can be problematic to get a visa here in the Republic of South Africa. So what we have done, we partnered with a big company that will assist us, and we've checked them out. We recommend that their services are very, very proper. Of course, we go with proper here in the Republic of South Africa, and they can assist you. So if you have questions about, do I qualify for a visa? Then that's when we have our consult. You get a consult with these guys. They will literally go through everything with you. And my expectations is for you to ask all the questions that you need to ask so you will know exactly which way to proceed. So they work in every arena of immigrations. So it would definitely help us who are looking to migrate to the Republic of South Africa. And all I can say is first, come on a trip, of course. And once you come on a trip, then you will be motivated to do all the work that needs to happen for you guys to come to South Africa properly. So all I can say is this is a great team. This is a great situation. All I can say is, again, reach out to us at outreach@therealsouthafrica.com. We will respond to you, and then you'll get an email, and then the process has began. Okay, so we will see you guys here properly in sunny South Africa.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on all things The Real South Africa. Thanks again.